इसी चरण में मैं आगे डॉक्टर बीपी अशोक साहब को आमंत्रित करना चाहूंगी। डॉक्टर बीपी अशोक साहब, आप अपना माइक ऑन करें और आज हमारे साथ वेबिनार में जो साथी जुड़े हुए हैं।
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jayashree.
Please.
Thanks, Eddie sir, Prakash sir, and thanks to Dr. Chakasen also, who introduced Dr. Sukumar Sen 4 years back in a seminar of Ambedkar Maha ceremony. And Dr. Sukumar Sen, sir, thank you very much for you have covered all the areas of new education policy. Certainly, you are the fittest person to speak over this new education policy, and you have spoken very well. Certainly, all areas of this education policy are associated with new exclusion policy. These words are really very memorable. You have coined it. Thanks again and again. I would like to sum up this webinar with my words of Thomas Barrington Macaulay. When he started speaking in House of Commons, see the difference between the Indian people and a person from abroad whose community enslaved us. We talk about them, that they are our masters or they enslaved the Indians. See the difference between the thinking of Macaulay. Macaulay is abused by all people, all Indians, all writers. I have seen this in all articles, in essays, that Macaulay education is not good. But his statement in House of Commons, I would like to tell you, he said that we are going to introduce European education in India. And certainly this is a risk that in due course of time, the Indians would demand institutions like European institutions, means they would demand parliament, they would demand Supreme Court, they would demand local self-governments also. And it may be a problem, he thought like that. But if that day comes ever in future, that day would be the proudest day for British history. It was his intention that he was inviting revolting spirit and initiative among the Indian mindset, among the Indians' hearts. So this is the difference, and all Indians, whenever they get chance to strengthen Varna Vyavastha by their own policies, whether they live in, they sit on the chair of a judge or on the chair of any member of parliament or MLA or minister, if they have any opportunity, they have any chance, they use it to re-strengthen their Varna Vyavastha. This is the difference between the Indian mindset and the people abroad. One thing I would like to start with the new education policy, that the new policy has provided that education must get 6% GDP. This is really a revolutionary step, and we should appreciate this initiative. Secondly, a common regulatory body is also being provided in this. Sometimes we see that if common regulatory body is there, they may do in course of time, just like centralization authority, and any merger like this of other branches has always been an instrument of delay, an instrument of centralization, and the people who are less knowledgeable, they decide the things, because at political level they are not educationally experts, and if the branches, if this decentralization is there, educationists and the experts in technological fields, if they are given this opportunity to decide about the policies of their institutions, certainly that is good, and common regulatory body may prove a boomerang. Dr. Sukumar Sen Sahab also discussed a lot about English medium of education. English medium instruction and foreign languages should not be discouraged. Because at one place you are thinking that your campuses should be outside, your campuses should be opened abroad if your universities are so good, and the other university should open campuses here also. If English medium of instruction is discouraged, how research and development would be facilitated? I don't think so. And if you think that up to class 5, English medium and other mediums, they are discouraged. I tell you that up to 5th class, the pronunciation, the style of presentation, they are finalized in one's lifetime. And if they think that English medium of instruction should be introduced after 5th or 6th class, which happened 20 or 30 years back in rural areas, there was no English language in rural areas, and it started from 6th class. So it was very harmful because in those days the students of rural areas, they were meant to become only babus. They were not meant to become ambassadors, Supreme Court and High Court judges, or the secretaries or bureaucrats or senior officers. So it was all due to this shortcoming that English language was not introduced in rural areas. I think some people are bent upon ruralization. And westernization and urbanization, they are being discouraged in the name of Indianness. Okay, that's good, but even then, ruralization of education should not be allowed, and we should speak against this in a proper manner. And about representation, Dr. Sukumar Sen he also told that the representation of women, SC, ST, OBC, and especially minorities should be there in management and teaching staff also. If that is not there, it must be incorporated in the new education policy. One thing about vocational education, if they want to provide vocational education since class 6, it means they are strengthening Varna Vyavastha. Because by the time a boy attends the class of 6, he is not aware of the developments abroad, development outside. He cannot compare between right and wrong and which profession or occupation is good for him. He cannot decide very well. And in that case, it is possible that he would decide in favor of his father's profession or occupation. So this is really aimed at re-strengthening Varna Vyavastha, which is very objectionable to a great extent. And Lok Vidya concept itself seems to stem from Varna Vyavastha, traditional culture, traditional professionalism. That is really very objectionable. The element of uniform education is being discussed around the world, but we are thinking about ruralization of education and about regionalization of education. This is really very astonishing, and we should raise objection against it. Free coaching for the students during class 10th and 12th should be provided to poor students, which is not there. And nowadays, so many education mafias are there. Whenever we see Delhi or Allahabad or Lucknow, which are education centers and competition centers, so many education and coaching mafias are there who are perpetrating their own conditions. They are imposing their own conditions upon the poor students, and especially the people of lower middle class. They feel exploited. So it must be discouraged. And the syllabus of the entrance exams of MBBS and IITs should match the syllabus of intermediate classes and high school, and special classes may be introduced during college time, or special classes after college time for the poor students, because coaching fees, that is very high and it is unbearable. And I see that tourism has not been incorporated as a subject, and I think that it should have been incorporated in new education policy. Had Payan and Rensang not come here, we would have been deprived of the wonder that was India, which A.L. Besham has written. and we study his book in competitions also, and during history education also. Games also should have a sound place in new education policy, and special games should be given special weightage in competitions of police department and in defense services, and a free higher education for the outstanding students of poor people. They should be given there, and performance improvement should also find a place uh, in this new education policy. And free laptop, free internet in remote areas are very important. They must have been incorporated, especially in new education policies. So many students live far from the urban centers or the town areas in remote villages. Some arrangement of school buses or some vehicles should be uh, given to them. And I would like to discuss about school timings also, because the school timings of 7 a.m. They are very difficult to adjust for the people, especially where husband and wives both work, both are working. If school timing starts from 9 a.m., certainly it will be very beneficial and very good for the working ladies if 9 a.m. Schools are started, and it should be incorporated in the policy. And some schools in Lucknow, I came to know that they are compelling the parents and guardians of the wards that they should write the column of caste in their records, which is very objectionable. This column of caste should exist only in those reports where the people of SC, ST, OBC or minorities, they claim something. If they do not claim anything, why should in class 6 or class 12 that column should exist? All schools and universities should be declared casteless regions, casteless areas. If they are not casteless, certainly what type of education they are going to impart? This is very objectionable. This type of column should not be there. Whatever caste is there, a person concerned will claim in competitions, in entrance exams. That depends upon his own will. And debates, discussions, presentation skills should also be there in the new education policy. Research and development should also be rewarded. If you do not reward research and development, certainly scientific community cannot develop. And social media training is also very important nowadays in new education policy. It should be given, it should be incorporated. A few sections of Indian Penal Code should also be made compulsory, at least in 10th class, because some people, some students do not know the difference between the lawful acts and the unlawful acts, and just for their enjoyment, they enter criminality. They enter criminality, and the entire family suffers a lot. And when we study New Education Policy 2020, we see that so many things are just like post-dated checks. They are discussing about 2035 and 2040. This is like post-dated check. It must be confined only up to 5 years. And at one place we are trying to open campuses outside. That is good, because interactive knowledge works a lot. They play a very good role. And we see hundreds of acronyms there, and slogans there, which have little importance. Academic banks to store credits, that is a welcome step, but it has to be scrutinized according to its relevance in due course. One point was very important, that NCC wings in secondary and higher secondary wings will be there. NCC was already there, but if special weightage in police department and in sports department and in defense services is given, it will work a lot. Otherwise, it has no relevance, because students do not have enough time to cover their already given studies. How can they devote time for NCC? But if NCC and especially government's plan, if MHA has also planned about students, police cadets also. So student police cadet program and syllabus should also be discussed here. So, and the policy has discussed about free boarding for Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya. So free boarding should be given to all poor students who are living 15 kilometers away from towns where schools and colleges are not available. They should be given free boarding facility also. One thing that hard separation of streams is not there. That is good. But in that case, if hard streams are not there, we should see whether we are decreasing their dedication to science indirectly. If one knows mathematics, physics, and chemistry, they are complementary subjects. That is why they were choiced, they were preferred, first of all, by the science students, because so many things are there in common. So hard streams were not irrelevant entirely. And one thing I would like to appreciate, that teaching and learning will be more interactive. That is good. And the reduction of curriculum should also be a welcome start. But the chapters like democracy, federalism, and constitutionalism, if they are curtailed, if they are ousted, certainly democratic values will suffer. So we should be ready to raise objection in that case also. A national testing agency may prove to be very useful, but the representation of all SC, ST, OBC, and minorities and women should also be ensured everywhere in every column, as Dr. Sukumar Sen discussed here. Coding is going to be taught from class 6. That is also good. New education policy should try to be based upon feedback mechanism. If the voice of weaker sections and the expectations of the students are not addressed, how can we impose education policy in a democratic country? So that is very objectionable. Certainly, in some cases, we see the teachers are being misused to implement the policies of state governments or the central governments. Teachers feel very much harassed. So in that case, misuse of teachers should not be there. It should cease to exist. It should cease to prevail. That is not good. So teachers should also, especially teachers of primary schools, not the vice chancellors or the registrars only. So they should be given weightage. And at last, I would like to, if we introduce any modern education policy, and if we are not able to do away with gender discrimination, to do away with caste discrimination, to do away with class discrimination, we are not able to do away with the problem of poverty. Certainly, if we think of Indianness, what is Indianness? Indianness is not against the internationalism or humanism or equality or justice. All the things which have been discussed in our preamble of the Constitution, they must be properly incorporated in the new education policy. Otherwise, the people who are already poor, they will suffer, and all the people who can study English language outside their schools through tuitions and through very good coaching centers, they will always reign. They will always top. So this type of difficulty is there in accepting such policies, and we must give good feedback. Certainly things will change, and the government will adjust these things which have been very much in discussion. And again, I would like to thank ADG sir, who has taken initiative in this, and Dr. Jayashree also, Dr. Sukumar Sen sir, Dr. Cheta Sen, and all the participants. I think more than 100 participants are there. We thank you all, and I would like to request all of you that English language should be the medium of instruction in all your families. Sometimes whenever I go to address in university or degree college, I speak in English. Why this is so? This is not to tell that I can speak in English, but I want to create an atmosphere in our community that the people or the people who do not understand English properly, they should appeal all the good speakers that you should speak, you should address in English language. Otherwise, they will not do away with their hesitation problem. And what would they do at airports or abroad or national level training centers? Certainly, one thing is very important, that we should encourage and we should do for the improvement of English language, not only in our houses, in our schools, in our training centers, in all institutions wherever it is possible. Otherwise, we will be deprived of the best channel. If you emphasize vernaculars also, okay, but we can learn Malayali, we can learn Tamil only through English language if we are Hindi speakers. So that is a unifying factor for India. If Indianness is there today, certainly the role of English language has been very important in the history of India. Thank you very much again.
थैंक यू बीपी अशोक साहब, आपने बहुत अच्छी बातें हम लोगों के बीच में रखी और इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग की क्या वैल्यू है उसको समझाया। आपने जो हमारे बीच में नई एजुकेशन पॉलिसी को लेकर बहुत सारी नई बातें बताई, एक नया दृष्टिकोण हम लोगों को, इसके लिए मैं उनका बहुत धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगी। डॉक्टर चित्र सेन जिन्होंने ये प्रोफेसर कुमार साहब को हमारे बीच में लेकर आए और इस टॉपिक के ऊपर डिस्कशन होगा, उसके लिए मैं डॉक्टर चित्र सेन को बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया कहना चाहूंगी। धन्यवाद डॉक्टर चित्र सेन आपके इस इनिशिएटिव के लिए। डॉक्टर बीपी अशोक साहब, एडीजी साहब, प्रेम प्रकाश साहब, उनको भी मैं थैंक यू कहना चाहूंगी। इस टॉपिक को सेलेक्ट किया गया और इसकी वैल्यू समझी गई कि क्यों ये ज़रूरी है हम लोगों के बीच में डिस्कस होना। इसके साथ ही आज हमारे साथ जो लोग वेबिनार में जुड़े हुए हैं उन सभी का धन्यवाद, क्योंकि सभी स्टूडेंट्स भी हैं, पेरेंट्स भी हैं और स्कूल और कॉलेजेस से रिलेशन भी रखते हैं। सभी लोग, कोई कॉलेज जाता है, कोई स्कूल जाता है। तो आप सभी लोगों से ये रिक्वेस्ट है, आप सभी लोगों से ये मैं आग्रह करना चाहूँगी कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा बच्चों को, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों को आज के डिस्कशन के बारे में लोग जानकारी दें, ताकि जो आज हमने इस वेबिनार में चीज़ें, जो टॉपिक्स हमने या जो पॉइंट्स हमने डिस्कस किए हैं, वो ज़्यादा लोगों के बीच में फैल पाएँ। इसी के साथ धन्यवाद। नमो बुद्धाय, जय हिंद।
थैंक यू जय एंड स्टे सेफ। ख्याल रखना आपका, बिकॉज ऑफ दिस पेंडेमिक यू ऑल मस्ट स्टे सेफ. Every life of our Dalit Bhujan individuals are very valuable. And thank you very much once again. Our JBM.
Wish you the same, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Dr. Sapaz. Thank you very much. See you.